Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out if you're new. Rejoicify, fellow Ozians, as we finally have both Wicked and Wicked for Good now out on home release. This means that we can finally sit down and watch both movies back to back in the comfort of our own home. And to celebrate that, I thought what better way than to take every song from both movies and rank them here on the tier list. Fair warning, I am not musically inclined in any type of way, so this tier list is going to be purely my own personal enjoyment of these songs. I am not musically trained and I don't know any of the stuff that has to do with composing music. So, like I said, this is going to be my opinion. If you'd like to make your own opinions known, the link to this tier list is in the description of this video. So, without further ado, let's break down all 23 songs that comprise the two Wicked films, Wicked Part 1 and Wicked for Good. And I do have them listed here just in order in each movie, and I think that's how we're going to go. At the end of the video, once we have everything placed on the tier list, then maybe we'll move some things around and figure out where things really should go. And see, maybe I shouldn't do it like this because the problem is all the good songs, spoiler alert, are in part 1. But you didn't hear that from me. So good news, we're starting off with No One Mourns the Wicked, and we're starting off strong. This one obviously goes up in this tier. It is a great way to start the show and the movie. And I should make that distinction as well. Here we are talking about the movie versions of the songs, not the musical, not the stage show. So yes, No One Mourns the Wicked I think is a great opener to the stage show. It's big, bombastic, and of course you have the beautiful singing talents of Ariana Grande. And in this opener, you can really tell that Ariana's face acting is carrying this song as well as her singing, because this is, of course, as we know, obviously full spoilers for both movies, but this is the end of the story. We are starting at the end and going back. So, with that being said, I think this is a great opener, and you can see it on Glinda's face. And so many of the double meanings in this song really just tickle that part of my brain where Glinda's not only singing about Elphaba with the Munchkins, but she's also talking about herself. And then from a banger, man, we're really setting a precedence here because then we have Dear Old Shiz, which is, I'm sorry, going down here in D-list. Nobody listens to this song of their own, like, free will and omission. Maybe, I don't know. I always skip it / remove it from the digital version of the playlist because it's too slow, boring, and yeah, no, it's just not as exciting as any of the other songs in this show / movie. Alright, but then we shoot right back up to S tier with The Wizard and I. I think Cynthia Erivo kills this song. And The Wizard and I can be tricky because you don't want to play Elphaba as too naive and foolish, but this is also like her first chance of hope in life, and I think Cynthia portrays that well as her voice and her inflection. I know she takes some liberties with some of the riffs that people have pointed out, and again, while I'm not musically trained, I think her version sounds great. And again, those hidden meanings behind words, like when she sings about a celebration throughout all of Oz that has to do with me. It's not actually celebrating her, it's celebrating her death. So I think it's a great sequence in the movie and a great song that I listen to over and over again. And then we have What Is This Feeling? And I'm tempted, I feel like we can't just fill all of S tier with part 1. I'm going to put it down here in A because it is really good. It's really catchy. I don't think it stands out as much as some of these songs do. But of course, it's their initial rivalry / their feelings towards one another. And again, Ariana and Cynthia's voices complement each other so well on top of the ensemble singing along with them. And then speaking of something bad, we have Something Bad. And I feel bad putting it so low. Like, I kind of want to say it's D tier because it's, I don't know. So, this song is complicated, and no offense to Mr. Peter Dinklage, but I don't think Dr. Dilliman's part in this song sounds the greatest, and so I don't love it. It's very short. But I think Elphaba's part is really pretty. Like, I think that just is because Cynthia Erivo is an amazing singer, which is why I almost want to say it's C tier, because there are some worse songs later on in the show. But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, let's put it in C for now to sort of establish a baseline, and we can always move things later. Because now we have Dancing Through Life. And what if I said, man, this one's hard. It's not S tier. I'm sorry. I don't love this song that much. It's between A and B for me. You know what? I think I'm going to put it in A because I think I know what's going to set a good baseline for B. And so for Dancing Through Life, I like this song. I think it's a bit too long / overstays its welcome. Like in the movie, it's broken up over like 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, which kind of kills the pace of the song. But overall, everybody sings so well, and it provided us iconic memes like me and Bach. But overall, I mean, Jonathan Bailey's having the time of his life. I wish the movies looked better. This is a good sequence to show that, because the spinning library is a practical effect, but you would think Jonathan Bailey is singing on a green screen because it's lit so terribly. And so, yes. Overall, a very fun sequence that is a bit too long, breaks up the song, but I enjoy it when the song is actually being sung. And then, of course, we have Popular, which has to go up in S tier. What's there to say about Popular that hasn't already been said? This is Ariana's solo in the movie and her chance to shine, which she does between her R2-D2 scream and her melodic singing. And the song is where the two girls bond, which you can see in the sequence. I mean, after that first movie came out, I was literally walking around the house doing the Glinda, la 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 la, which they do again in part 2 because it's so good and iconic. And then here we go. I think this is a good baseline for establishing where we're going to be here, in that we're going to put I'm Not That Girl. I'm struggling here because I'm Not That Girl is not one of my favorites, which is why I almost want to say C tier, but I think it's a pretty song, and I think Cynthia sings it well. I think it is just, again, that slow finish gets forgotten in how many great songs there are in part 1 that it gets forgotten. But I think it's middle of the road. Like, B is the middle of this list right here, and so I think it is middle of the road right there. It's fine. And then we have One Short Day, which I'm not sure where to put right now. Because I personally really enjoy One Short Day. I don't think it's S tier though. I also think the movie version is very long. Like, One Short Day is already a long song, and then they add the whole prophecy sequence with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. And so it's kind of like Dancing Through Life, where I like it, but it's almost too long and spread out during the movie, and even on the soundtrack, it is still so long. So I think One Short Day goes in A tier, where I think it's really catchy. It establishes what's about to happen, so to speak. And then it's followed by Sentimental Man, which is going in D tier. I am so sorry, Jeff Goldblum, that they did that to you. It is not Jeff Goldblum's fault that the song is bad. Like, it's a bad song in both the stage show and the movie, but I don't think it's helped here, and it kind of just pauses the sequence of Elphaba and Glinda meeting the wizard, because now he's got to sing how he wants to be a father, because we have to establish that for the twist later that he is Elphaba's father. Again, full spoilers here. But then we whip right back into Defying Gravity, which of course has to be an S tier. This is the song that everybody knows from the show. I mean, This is the song that the first movie hinged on. This song literally is why they had to split the stage show into two movies, because they said, how do you follow up Defying Gravity? And the answer is you don't. So they took a hiatus for a year. And it's funny because while I complained about Dancing Through Life in One Short Day being too spread out throughout the movie, they I actually like the way Defying Gravity is spread out, and it's not so spread out on the soundtrack. On the soundtrack, it sounds great because it's all one piece. And I like the little moment where Alphaba goes up into the clouds and does the unlimited reprise before doing the final and Nobody in all of Oz. And Cynthia's Elphaba battle cry has become iconic at this point. You know, that's her line. And so, I mean, how could you not put it up in S tier? So, as we can see from Wicked Part 1, this is a pretty strong list of songs right here. Over half of them are either in S or A tier. And then we get to Wicked for Good, which, as you may or may not know, the second half of Wicked is not the strongest. They put all the good songs in the first half and all the good plot in the first half. And part 2 gets a little rushed and a little messy. I think the movie helped alleviate that a little bit, but still it's messy and they didn't do much to the songs to save them, as you're about to see. And then again, I say that, but we have Every Day More Wicked, which this song is the opener of Wicked for Good. This song is actually not its own track in the stage show. In the stage show, it is still considered Thank Goodness, which makes Thank Goodness a 10-minute long song, which I am glad they broke it up. And I actually like Every Day More Wicked as a great, I know you wouldn't need it in the stage show because it's been 15 minutes since you watched Act 1, versus here in the movie, they use it to reestablish things because we've been gone for a year. And so I really like this song. I think it does a great reestablishment where everybody is, and I like that everybody has their reprise of their songs and tells you what's going on. I love Elphaba's little The Wizard and I reprise that she does, where she talks about exposing the wizard as a fraud and how she hopes to expose him and all of Oz will accept her, which we all know tragically how this story ends. And then I love how Glinda has her little popular reprise with the Osgards. And so overall, I think it's a great way to reestablish where we are in the story after being gone for a year, and it being technically its own separate movie. And then we have Thank Goodness, which, like I said, is typically the same song as Every Day More Wicked, but they are split up here. And I feel conflicted on where to put Thank Goodness, because I think it does really well here being split into its own song. And again, Ariana Grande's killing it. There is a lot of dialogue, and I think the soundtrack, it's at least in one piece, but it's not as good as Dancing Through Life or One Short Day, and it suffers from the same problem of there's a huge chunk of dialogue between Fiyero, Madame Morrible, and Glinda in the middle of the song, and then it starts again. And you're like, oh, okay. Versus, again, on the soundtrack, it just continues playing. And so, I think it's amazing, it's beautiful, but it's not as good as any of the songs in Act 1. So B tier, middle of the road. So after I just slandered Thank Goodness, I'm so sorry, Morgan M. Steele, I'm going to grab No Place Like Home, which is one of the 2 original songs from this movie. And I might get myself in trouble here. They wrote these basically just to be able to win an Oscar, because you have to have an original song to submit for the Oscars, which is why part 1 wasn't considered, because they're all the stage show songs. And No Place Like Home, I feel so conflicted about it. I think it's really bad in the movie. It just pauses the movie and takes a long time. And thanks to the home release, we now see from the deleted scenes that there was more of this song that they cut out that actually, gives it an emotional hook into the story. And so I don't know whose decision that was to cut it, but it was an awful choice. I almost want to put it up in A because I think it sounds beautiful. Like, I think Cynthia Erivo is killing it, as always. But I almost feel like it falls into B because it holds the story back. Meanwhile, we have Wicked Witch of the East, and I'm so sorry. I know fans of the stage show were looking forward to finally having this version of the song out into the public because the stage show version isn't included on the original Broadway recording. But I don't like this song. Like, well, first of all, again, nothing against the actress, but she's basically both her and Ethan Slater as Bach are just singing the lyrics to the song, which is boring, frankly, and makes it uninteresting. And I just think, again, it's broken up in the movie throughout the entire big, long 10-minute sequence. And I think it's too slowed down. It's too much speak singing. It's a boring song. I skip it every time. All right. And now we come to one of my favorite songs from the stage show. And I feel so conflicted about Wonderful because, again, no offense to Mr. Jeff Goldblum, but I don't think the Wizard's part in this song is the strongest. And that's why it was an amazing choice from the movie to add Glinda to this song, because I think Ariana Grande really carries this song. Again, not to Jeff Goldblum's fault, it is just the way this song is written. So I wanna, like, personally, again, I love both the stage version and this version of Wonderful, and would almost say A, but I think it falls down to B just by a hair. And then we have I'm Not That Girl reprise. This is, of course, Glinda singing it now, whereas Elphaba sang it in Act 1. This is Glinda after her wedding's crashed and Elphaba runs off with her fiance because, he was only marrying her out of obligation in the first place. And I'm sorry, I don't like this song. It's not long enough. It's too slow. It is literally only like 5 or so lines, but she sings it so slowly. And yeah, I think it's not great. Again, that's nothing against Ariana. I just think it's too short. It's like 50 seconds long. It's the same thing as Something Bad, where it's like, it's fine, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to it. I usually skip this one too, because again, it's just 50 seconds of Ariana singing a slow, sad song. Kind of kills the momentum. Alright, this is where I might start to get myself into some trouble. We have 6 songs left here, and they are a couple of the heavy hitters from For Good. So we, of course, have As Long As You're Mine. This is Elphaba and Fiero's love song that they sing to one another. And I think it sounds good. But I think in the movie, like, the actual staging and scene is terrible. Like, they are singing the lyrics, which are from the stage show, but they're not doing what it says. Like in the stage show, when the lyrics say something like, kiss me so softly, hold me so tight, they are kissing and holding each other. Versus in this sequence in the movie, they are across the room. So I did not enjoy this in theaters listening to it on the soundtrack. Of course, it's beautiful, but I don't know if it makes it up any higher than B for now. Because then we have No Good Deed. This is Elphaba's, like, I'm gonna be evil now song. And I think it creeps up into S tier. Again, I think visually, kind of like As Long As You're Mine, the sequence could be more exciting. It's kind of just Cynthia marching back and forth on a blue screen, because she's green, marching back and forth on a blue screen while the monkeys are doing the exciting stuff. But, I mean, this is the song from Act 2 that everybody talks about. Like, when you look at actresses who have played Elphaba, the 3 songs you have to make sure they can sing are The Wizard and I, Defying Gravity, and No Good Deed. And seeing as The Wizard and I and Defying Gravity are both up here, I feel like No Good Deed has to as well. And then we have March of the Witch Hunters, and I might get myself in trouble here, but I'm dropping it all the way down to C tier for the movie version. Again, same problem kinda as these other two of, while it is sung in the stage show, I feel Ethan Slater as Bach is more like shout singing or speak singing rather than actually singing out. Like, people before the movie came out were sharing clips of the stage show version where they're like, oh my god, I can't wait to hear Ethan hit that note. And it's like, no, he actually doesn't hit that note because he screams it. So for me, this song was a bit of a letdown, and it's interrupted by another song that's joining it in C tier, and that's The Girl in the Bubble. I'm sorry, this song did not need to be here. While No Place Like Home is at least trying to establish the problem with the animals and Elphaba in Oz, The Girl in the Bubble is supposed to be Glinda's like moment of realization, which we don't need because we can see her face and the audience should be able to infer that Glinda feels bad by now. We didn't need a whole song about I feel bad. And so I think this song's a waste of time. Ariana Grande sings it beautifully, but the lyrics are so bad. Like, I'm sorry, but the way it starts just makes me think of the Nanalon clip.
Who's that wonderful girl? Could she be any cuter?
And I'll give Ariana Grande credit. Of course, she can sing and it sounds nice. But again, thematically unnecessary, lyrically terrible. And so ultimately, I think it has to go down in C tier. Alright, and then we have, of course, the climax of the story. This is For Good. This is obviously Elphaba and Glinda's duet where they sing together about how they've changed each other for good. And I don't know how I feel. I don't know where to put it, if I'm going to be so frank with you. Because I'm going to be so honest, I don't really like the stage show version of the song. I think it's very slow for a finale. But I know it's beautiful. And Ariana and Cynthia kill it. And so I almost want to put it up here in S because it is so good and iconic. But part of me says drop it down to A, which I'm sure some of you Wicked fans right now are saying is blasphemy. And I think I'm going to put it up here in S tier. I think it's got to go up here because, of course, it does. It's the climax. It's the whole point of the stage show in these two movies. And then we have a Wicked good finale, which I might be a little silly to put here because it's mostly just instrumental. It's not even included on the soundtrack. I have to assume they didn't include it on the soundtrack because of spoilers, because they didn't want to reveal, obviously, that Elphaba survives getting melted. And so they hid it because the track listing would have listed Cynthia Erivo on it. But this is the finale song from the movie where we have Elphaba and Glinda do one last Because I Knew You. I have been changed for good. While, of course, No One Mourns the Wicked, the Wicked theme, plays in the background, but it's like a softer, more melodic version. And I'm not sure where to put it. I almost want to say A tier. Like, again, I feel silly putting it on here because it is 90% instrumental, and then the last 30 seconds are them singing. But they sing beautifully. and it's great to hear them. I am getting chills just talking about it. You know, those two singing together while so far apart one last time, with again that finale of the ensemble singing "No One Mourns the Wicked." Okay, so now that we have everything placed on the tier list, we can see if anything needs shuffled around. Like, I guess I can shuffle them in order of how much I like or dislike them. And I think there you go. That's D tier, pretty straightforward of how I feel. Maybe Dear Old Shiz on the bottom. Like, I would at least give Wicked, which is the ease to listen before Dear Old Shiz. Then if we look at C tier, I think The Girl in the Bubble, just because of Ariana Grande singing, has to go up at the top, followed by March of the Witch Hunters, I'm Not That Girl Reprise, and Something Bad. And then if we go to B tier, this one's tricky. I almost want to say Wonderful's coming up here to A tier, because I do really enjoy Wonderful. I think As Long As You're Mine goes up top, then Thank Goodness, then No Place Like Home, and then I'm Not That Girl. I think this is our B tier right here. All right, A tier is where it's going to get tricky, because they are all, these are some of the best, you know, it's second tier right below S. I think One Short Day is maybe my favorite of all of them. Then What Is This Feeling? Wonderful is coming up here. I think Dancing Through Life maybe drops down below Every Day More Wicked. And then, of course, a wicked good finale. Maybe even Wonderful is above What Is This Feeling? I do, again, like I said, it's my own personal feelings, my own personal list. Feel free to make yours down below. All right, and if we come to S tier, this one is tricky because, of course, you're like, it has to be Defying Gravity. Defying Gravity is the song. But No One Mourns the Wicked is also really good. See, this is hard because they're all so good. Like, I find myself singing, you know, No One Mourns the Wicked over and over again more than I sing Defying Gravity to myself. But then there's also The Wizard and I. But, like, of course, Defying Gravity is the best song. And then there's No Good Deed. But I think No Good Deed is great, but I don't know if it beats out anything from part 1 for me. And then I think For Good is right here. I think For Good is good right here. Then No Good Deed, up to Popular, then The Wizard and I. You know what? It's my list. I can do what I want. I think it's gonna look something more like that. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Alright, I think this is where we're laying out. I'm pretty sure No One Mourns the Wicked is at the top. It's the one I'm constantly singing back to myself. And again, I love all the double meanings of it. Then we have Defying Gravity, which is, of course, iconic, the song of the stage show and of part 1. Then we have The Wizard and I, sung beautifully by Cynthia, and Popular, sung amazingly by Ariana. Then we have No Good Deed, which is like right there. Like when I say all of S tier is basically interchangeable, like you just saw me shuffle these how many times. I love all of these songs. And then we have For Good. So ultimately, I think this right here is going to be my ranking of all the songs from both Wicked movies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what's your favorite song, what's your least favorite song, what did you think of the movies? If you want to know my thoughts on the movies, I have 2 videos on this channel already. And if you want to continue ranking songs and talking about movies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when the next video is coming. Stay safe, fellow Ozians, and I'll see you in the next one.